Welcome to Lee State Park in Bishopville, South Carolina. When you come here, there's no gate or guardhouse or anything like that. You just enter, you drive, and you end up at this like four-way stop. And to the right is the campground and also a couple of other things. But this is about the campground, so we're going to go to the right. It is a dirt road. I was not aware of that when I made the reservation, but it has been okay, even though it has rained and has been muddy at times. I've been able to get where I needed to get in the RV and the car.
Yeah, it's really bumpy though, I would say.
Yeah, it is very bumpy.
Really bumpy. Even in the car, it's really bumpy. You really can't tell from the video, I don't think.
No.
It's deceivingly bumpy, and that's what it feels like.
Especially when we're going to the dump station and we can't do the dishes beforehand. So like Kayla will stand up in the back and make sure nothing slides off the counter and then go. Because, you know, that happens. You know, you fill up your gray tank and then you wait until you get to the dump station. And a little pro tip, what we do, we started just doing this when there were like 2 dump station slots.
Right.
We would pull up there and the kids would shower, or we would do dishes because we have hot water on board, and we just leave the gray tank open or drain open so that it empties out. And then we just move whenever somebody pulls up, and then we've done more than we would have if we would have just dumped.
Yeah.
But now we do it all the time,
Right.
whether it's a single slot or what.
We just keep an eye out. We always make sure that like people aren't waiting.
Yeah, I don't make anybody wait longer at all. Like as soon as I see somebody pull up, I say, okay, as long as we've, you know, emptied out completely once.
Right.
Anyway, over here is the dump station. It's right near the entrance.
Dump station, right?
Yeah, it leans a little bit to the front over there, so I don't know if it's emptying it out completely. It's a little bumpy to get in there.
And the dumpster too.
And the dumpster is also there at the dump station. Now, if you're staying here and you have to dump while you're here and then you're going to go back to your site, when you go into the dump station, you can't turn around right here and come back this way unless you're in a small Class B or even a small A or C, just has to be short. Otherwise, we just go out there and turn around, and ours is 31 feet. And then we come right back here.
At the four-way stop.
Correct. So here is the way to the campground. Down there, we'll take you to the horse arena, and then also to one of the springs, and also I think it's called the River Road Loop Trail or something like that.
The trails are really nice here, I will say. I've walked down a lot of the different ones, and it's been nice. So some of the roads were kind of flooded.
Yeah, I was just going to stop you while we're at this moment. This is the check-in station. If you've already got reservations, all you have to do is drive on in, park in your spot, and your thing will be tagged. If you get here without reservations, you can grab paperwork over here and handle that. We, of course, didn't do that. We had reservations when we got here. But again, there's
online,
Yes, we did online. I think it's Reserve America, but if you look up Lee State Park, it's South Carolina State Park.
And how much does it cost? Do you remember? It's pretty cheap, right? I feel like it was really cheap.
Trying to remember, but
maybe you can put it on as a little thing.
Yeah, and it also depends on when someone's watching this.
Well,
could be 5 years from now, and they've lowered the prices.
Yeah, or significantly.
Yeah. Okay, so
we had a tornado warning the first.
That's true.
I think it was maybe I can't remember when it was, but
yeah,
the weather has not. I mean, it's April right now, and the weather's been really beautiful as far as weather. It's been warm, but then there have been some storms.
Yeah, that and the tornado warning. We were trying to decide what to do with it, but it really didn't even get windy.
Yeah,
here.
It ended up not.
So, of course, these sites started at number 1, so we're past number 2 now. All right, so Kayla was saying that you'd been on some of the trails.
Yeah, and they're really well marked and pretty to walk down, so I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think the white trail was the one I went down, white and orange.
And there are some horse trails here as well, which most of them are horse trails, aren't they? Like on the bigger ones.
Yeah, I think so. There was horse manure on one that I went on, and it was actually kind of surprising because it didn't really feel like a horse trail. Usually horse trails are like really open, and
right.
This was like through the woods, more so. So I don't know.
Trail through the woods and
yeah.
So the way that there are 2 loops. There's one through 25, and that's regular family campsites. Then there's 26 through 48. They are for equestrian, but I think you can stay there even without horses. So we'll continue around this, and then later in the video it'll pick up where site number 26 starts.
Our son's over there yelling her name.
Our 6-year-old is standing behind our RV hollering,
Mom, done with my journal. It's only 5 p.m. so
the first thing he's supposed to do in the day.
Homeschooling in real life.
That's right. It's okay, that's the whole point of it. Work at your own pace.
But I would say like the campsites really aren't private.
Not at all. They're not private at all.
And that has been like we had some people who had kids who were all in our space, which is, they were friendly, but it's been like a lot of people here. Surprisingly, a lot. I guess it's spring break time, so
yeah. I think we've had 2 different spring breaks happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was people encroaching on our site.
Yeah, which is,
mostly it was kids playing with our kids.
But our kids were trying to do their schoolwork,
right.
Which is a little hard to explain to little kids about, who aren't homeschooled, that kind of boundary.
Right.
Are we continuing on?
We will continue on.
Go ahead.
Kayla's going to break off and talk to our youngest.
Not young.
He says he's old and handsome. So we'll meet up with Kayla in a little bit as we continue on around the loop. We are in site 18, and it is right next to the bathrooms. So if you like to use the bathroom at the thing, at the campground that you're at, then 18 is really convenient, especially for the men's bathroom, because you just walk right out of your camper and then back over to it. I've been showering in there some, but the hot water runs out really quickly. So it's got really great pressure, but the hot water runs out pretty quickly currently now, which that could change in the future. She caught back up to us. I'll stop talking about her. Okay, so this is the exit, and as I mentioned, this video will pick up where site 26 begins. As promised, half a second ago, we are here where the loop for sites 26 through 48 begins.
No laundry here, did you mention that?
No laundry here.
The showers are nice. They're clean.
I mentioned that the hot water runs out pretty quickly.
Right, although I didn't have that happen.
Oh, so maybe the ladies' restroom is on a different thing.
Yeah, but...
And we haven't tried the other showers in the equestrian loop. There is a building over here.
Yeah. So I think that...
as you can see...
staying that don't have horses.
Yeah, as you can see, there's like pins for horses. I imagine there's one reserved for every site.
Mm-hmm. This is nice, like if you stayed
open space.
Here, but yeah.
And again, like we see in a lot of different places, downed trees. Yeah. But the underbrush is not very thick. Mm-mm. That's why the sites aren't as private.
Right.
But I think these here, I believe, maybe not all of them, but it looks like they're pull-throughs. At least these first several that I'm looking at are pull-throughs.
And cell signal, did you talk about it?
Not yet.
So cell signal is weird here. It's we've got probably 3 and 4 bars of 4G LTE and
AT&T.
Super slow speeds. So we don't know if we're being throttled right now, because that does happen on our plan, or it can. It really has never manifested in that way before. Usually if we've got that many bars, it's not slow ever.
Right.
But this place, it has been. So and occasionally I've noticed that it'll walking through this in bare feet. I didn't think about the horses. But normally normally it will say 4G LTE, but now sometimes it'll say 4G.
Right.
So I don't know if we're just on like a weird tower, if it's having issues or what, but cell's not been very good here.
Yeah, Bishopville is a smaller town. We are right near I-20 though, in between Columbia and Florence. So we would think that we would get, better signal, but it's just not the case.
Right.
But we have still been able to do uploading and downloading and all that stuff. So
and I've done,
for most people it works.
I've done YouTube Live and Facebook Lives.
Yeah.
And it's been okay. Like it's been doable, but just not the best. But
so if you're needing super fast internet, this is not the place.
Yeah, but
we don't know about Verizon or anything.
It is convenient though. Have you already talked about that?
Not yet.
To stores. I mean, you can get to Walmart in about 25 minutes.
Right. And there's 3 to choose. Well, 2 in that distance to choose from.
And there's a Piggly Wiggly,
and
which
a Food
is a
Lion.
grocery store.
Right. Yeah.
Nearby.
Yeah.
Like how far away is it? It's closer.
Yeah. Bishopville has Food Lion, Piggly Wiggly, Dollar General, stuff like that, and it's under 20 minutes.
And restaurants and such.
Yeah.
There is fishing here. Haven't done that.
No.
But there is fishing and swimming. There's a swimming area. Haven't swam, but it's in a lake, so. But it looked neat. I went over there the other day. It's to the left of the 4-way stop, so the opposite direction that you would go to get to the campground.
Also, I changed the oil in the RV and our car here because it didn't appear that there's any rule about doing maintenance on your vehicle. So if you've seen like what we've seen, so many places have rules about that. And this one just didn't have it, and nobody said anything. So if you need a place on your full-time traveling.
And I think the rangers saw you, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It seems to me, I don't know if you've noticed, but it seems to me like the rangers drive through here pretty often, more often than other places. Like they just kind of, I think, make a pass through just to check that everything's okay. And they've been very friendly to you.
So I will correct myself. Not all of the sites on this loop are pull-throughs. Some of them are back in. Here's a closer look at, and here's 47. 47's actually like just, it's not even like the rest of the sites. It looks like there's no water or electric on it, which is interesting. I don't know.
Well, that's the hitching post.
Oh, perhaps. Sorry about that. Retract my statement. So here's a closer look, and yes, they do have numbers on them and papers with reservations for your horses to stay.
And our site was really level, right? We haven't had to
Yeah,
use the
we
ramps,
haven't.
which is surprising.
Yep.
Seems like we've been in a lot of places lately where we had to use the ramps. Overall, it's been a fairly quiet campground, though. I would say there have been some people with dogs that are barking and stuff, but I think that's pretty much par for the course. And since it's not so private, you know, like the sites are closer together, so that kind of thing is more evident at a place like this than it is in some of the other kind of state parks where you've got more of the underbrush and stuff that kind of blocks out the noise a bit.
I agree. So this ends the loop tour. This right here is where that, the road came in before as we went down toward the exit. So you just continue on here to get to the exit in the dump station. Anything else to add?
I have nothing to add.
I think we're all
of value.
Hopefully you enjoyed that and it was some value for you, and we'll try to keep these coming.